What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, no big like 4-man or 3-man entry hit today, which is completely fine. Today was Monday, so Monday is always a slower day for us. It's just a fact of the matter. Really, Sunday night and Monday, there's just not much going on, and there's no reason to force anything, right? Like, there's some games, but the value is just not as good as something like a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday, and you're going to generally see me spam like 10 entries, 12 entries on like a Friday night or Saturday, and then Monday I'm going to cut it back a little bit, maybe only send out like 5 or 6 entries and kind of protect our units a little bit. Now, that being said, we have this setup, we have this setup, we have this setup, and we have this setup right here with Juan Soto. Now, with Juan Soto, I actually kind of took him in yesterday's video. I put it in the comment section, so it kind of depends if you took it or not. Kyle Schwarber did DMP early in the day. I have no idea why he DMP'd. I didn't look into it. I'm sorry. But Juan Soto was my secondary play, and I liked him over 7 fantasy score. I actually had already sent him out to the VIP, so I got a couple texts. Hey, Kyle Schwarber's off the board. Who do you like now? Juan Soto was top of mind, so that is also who I took on the VIP. And he gets like, I don't know, he had like 2 RBIs. That game was crazy. 16-7. It goes into like 3 or 4 extra innings. But this was a really nice hit with Juan Soto. So potentially you could have got this from yesterday's pick. And you would have had it set up with Cavani under 8 kills, which was yesterday's play. And then these are all obviously set up in the VIP. And then on Better, we did cash with Wemby. He had an insane game, guys. What an insane game from Wemby right there. And then he set up with Dim QQ on Better. Here's actually an entry that we did hit on Novig. And more of you guys got this in than I thought, right? Sometimes when I send out other books like Novig or Sleeper or Better or, Underdog, I'm like, is anyone taking these entries? Because I just feel like everyone loves PrizePicks, right? Everyone always talks about PrizePicks and how much you're up on PrizePicks and yada yada. But I got a lot of screenshots of you guys taking this entry right here on tennis, and it's nice to see there. This was a really easy entry. He wins 2-0. I actually sent another tennis entry out to my free plan on Winnable. So if you're not on my free plan on Winnable, you need to be. You get a completely free pick a day. I think the only thing you put in is your phone number, all right? So if you don't want to put your phone number in, whatever, but put your phone number in, guys. You get 1 free pick a day, and we'll win, guys, as we always do. So go ahead and do that. That'll be down in the description. This one was another pick that ended up missing, and you'll see what ends up missing in this play was the correlated Counter-Strike, of course, guys. Counter-Strike, very correlated. We're going to dive into that in today's video, but we took the unders in Counter-Strike, and I obviously took the guy who I talked about yesterday, Cavani, at 8, and he bumped down to 7.5. So, it was a good pick already, right? He's playing in the next 3 hours here, but, he did bump to 7.5. It was at 8 all day. All day it was at 8. So I don't, not that I don't want to hear it or whatever, because I'm not mad, but, I will get people that were like, oh, the play always bumps quick. This play was at 8 all day long, and I love this play. This is a great play. I don't know if he's going to hit or not, but I love the play. Now, with Declan Rice, he goes over, and this was a pick that we really could have potentially hit. Now, Arsenal possesses the ball 70% of the time this game. You can go look it up. This was a crazy possession masterclass by Arsenal. Arsenal versus Burnley. Now, Burnley is one of the worst teams in this league. But again, in a Premier League game, top league of England, you expect a team not to only have 30% possession, and they did. They only had 30% possession. Arsenal had 70% possession, and Declan Rice had 82 passes. So even in a game where they possess the ball 70% of the time, to put that in perspective, soccer game's 90 minutes. That means they possess the ball like 65 of those 90 minutes. So, like, damn near the whole game, they possess the ball, and Declan Rice still barely hits. Not barely, but he does hit by only 6, 7-ish pass attempts, stuff like that. Now, I do want to go over this. I know me talking a lot can be boring and stuff, but I'm telling you guys, one thing of this channel is to educate. I truly want to educate you guys and tell you guys how I make money long term. I mean, if you want to, see everything that I do here, you can see everything I do here. If you want to take my advice, you can take my advice. If you don't want to take my advice, you don't have to take my advice. But with Valorant here, guys, and this is gonna stem into the play that I'm gonna take today. But you'll see here that both of these guys get over 40 kills, right? This guy gets 42, this guy gets 40, all right? And then in Counter-Strike, this is a setup we have right here. This guy goes under at 19, this guy goes under at 17. If you listen to the next 2 to 3 minutes about what I'm going to talk about, you will become a better sports bettor. You'll probably unveil something in Counter-Strike and Valorant, and hopefully this clicks in your mind, all right? How Valorant and Counter-Strike works is the more rounds there are, the more kills you're going to get. the less rounds there are, the less kills you're going to get, all right? So let's look at this Valorant game. This Valorant game was double overtime. It was overtime in the first map, so this first map went overtime. The second map went double overtime, all right? So map 1, overtime, map 2, double overtime. Obviously, that is a longer game. If you look at everyone's stats, 41, 44, 39, 35, 39, 42, 40, 49, 35, 20. All right, so this guy at the very bottom here, this guy played horrible for whatever reason, and this is the only guy that did not go over in this game, right? This one player that just was horrible, and he's probably the worst player on this team, and his line was probably like 22 or something like that because he is just the worst player on this team. Now, every other player goes over. Why do they go over? Realize I didn't mention anything about who won the game. I didn't mention anything about who lost the game, who was, doing this or that. All that matters is that the game went into overtime and it was a longer game, all right? And you'll see everyone gets into the 40s, into the 30s, the high 30s, right? Because the game was so long. Now, if we look at the Counter-Strike game that was played, which is this game right here, by the way, we ended up betting on the unders, all right? And this game was 5-13 and 3-13, so much shorter games, all right? If you look at these games were 14-12, 15-13, so, you can go add these numbers up, right? Whatever 14 plus 12 is 26, and then 15, that would be 41, I believe, and then this would be like 54, I think would be the math there, so that would be like 54 rounds or something like that, and then this is like probably like 35 rounds or whatever it is, right? So everyone in this game, if you look at it, 29, 23, 21, 16, 19, 36, 29, 25, 21, 17. So if you notice between these two games, because this game was such a short game, everyone goes under in this game, literally except this guy right here, which, by the way, we actually bet on him under 20 headshots, but all that matters is that everyone pretty much goes under, and you'll see the difference in numbers between these games, right? In this game, everyone's in the 40s, the high 30s, and in this game, everyone's in the teens, the low 20s, because it was a short game. This team, Uno Milli, wins both games definitively. They completely crush the opponent. And even a lot of these guys on this team do go under. Now, I'll be honest, LTZ's line was 33, but his headshot line was at 20. And I liked his headshot line much more than I liked him under 33. And he does go ahead and cash at 19 here. And he did get a decent amount of kills towards the end of the game there. So he really was, looking more like he was going to get like 30 kills or whatever. So that is how Counter-Strike and League of Legends works. Now, I'm going to talk about today's pick, all right? I'm going to get into that right now with Counter-Strike, all right? And as you see, I put together a graphic for you guys, right? Counter-Strike, Valorant, how's it work? Longer game equals more kills. Shorter game equals less kills. Super simple stuff, all right? Now, we have in Counter-Strike a duo of players. Why do we take players together? Because they're extremely correlated together. If this game is a shorter game, so I'm going to say an S, if this game is a shorter game, both of these guys are likely to go under together, okay? It doesn't matter who wins. It doesn't matter who loses. If it's a short game, both of these guys are going under together. If it's a longer game, both of these guys will probably go over together, right? And because both of these guys are playing in the same game on the same team, if a game is short, both of these guys will have the benefit of a shorter game and they'll both go under. If the game's long, both of these guys will have the benefit of a longer game and both these guys will go over together, right? It's the same thing in, soccer, right? If they have a lot of possession, they're going to have a lot of passes. If they have less possession, they're not going to have as many passes, right? And because they're on the same team, they're going to be passing to each other and stuff like that, okay? So very, very, very simple stuff in Counter-Strike. Let's look at these guys' lines. Let's look at what I'm talking about. I don't want to talk about too much today, but I will say this Mao's team is one of the best teams in the world that they're facing. They're like top 5, and Tai Lu is like top 30 to 35. So I'm expecting Mao's to completely crush Tai Lu. And if Mao's can crush Tai Lu, let's say 13-5 or 13-3, then we'd be in really, really good shape right there, right? So if we look at the rounds that these guys can play, and we look at all the games this guy's played where the game has gone like, let's just say, maybe like 17 or 16 rounds, something like that, really short games. I can't move my mouse this low, but if you look at all the games where he's played like 16 rounds, something like that, these are all shorter games, right? 13-3, 13-2, 13-2, 13-3, 13-2. Honestly, it's a little bit too short. I probably need to bump this up a little bit to like 18, but you'll see when we get to 13-5, same sort of thing, right? And then if we were to bump this up to a much higher level of rounds, so in between, let's say 24 to 41 rounds, something like that, right? This is when you're getting these overtime games, and this is when he's normally going over, right? It's going to be the same thing with Mercury. theory, guys. If you really want to look into it, you can. But I do really like these guys unders because that they're facing a really, really good team, a top 5 European team. Europe dominates Counter-Strike, all right? Eastern Europe, Russians, they dominate Counter-Strike, and this Mao's team should go ahead and sweep the floor of Tai Lu, and that's why I'm taking both these guys under together. You'll even see in some of these games, like this game right here was 13-10. It was quite a bit longer. This game right here was overtime. It was 16-13, and you'll see, what do you know? This guy goes over in this game, and then over in this game, and then Mercury, if you look at him, over in this game, right? So they're paired together because they play in the same game, again, 13-10, 13-16 overtime. They're going over together because they're in the same games together, right? Hopefully that makes sense. It's very simple stuff, all right? I urge you to go to HLTV. It's this site right here. It's right here, really bold, HLTV. And just click around games. Go to results, and you can see all these games that just were played today. Look at all the games that happened today. There's like 20 games a day, all right? Go to yesterday. All these games being played. And you can click into these different games and be like, okay, this was right here, a shorter game, 13-8 and then 13-2, short games. What am I expecting? I'm expecting most of these guys to go under together, right? You'll see all these guys are getting like in the teens, right, in the 20s and stuff like that. So that's how Counter-Strike works. Let's get into Caitlin Clark, who I did take her over. Really, there's only been like 4 games this season. I believe she's played 4 games. She's gone 3 and 4 of those games. I'm not going to lie to you and say that like 3 of 4 is this huge number that like, she's now, she's going to hit a 4th out of 5th time or whatever. But I do like the matchup, all right? I really like the matchup against Portland here. I think Caitlin Clark, she's just super dominant on our team. You'll see that last game she only played 23 minutes and she hit this line because it was, I believe, a blowout. It looks like it wasn't a blowout here, but I thought this game was a blowout. But if she does get in like the 30-minute range, she should hit this line. She's been dominating assists. She's getting like 10-plus assists a game, 9-plus assists a game. And then her points have actually been a little bit low recently. She's only getting like 20 to 24 points recently. You'll see this game she gets 32. But I think she's going to actually revert back to the mean points-wise and probably hit like 24 to 25 points. So I think her points are actually low right now, and I think she's going to have probably 25, 26 points. And then she'll have like 9 assists on top of that, and that should get her PRA going right there, all right? So I do like Caitlin Clark to go over. It is Tuesday. If you're watching this video when Taco Tuesday is going on, feel free to take the Taco pick right here. It's going to be completely good for you right there. And then, guys, if you do want to get into the VIP, here's our performance this year on PrizePicks right here, on straight bets, on sleeper, on better. Here's the past 2.5 years. Everything's tracked on this channel, guys. If you do want to get into the VIP, all you have to do is text me the word Bovada. Text me right here to my number on the screen, and I'll get you signed up for Bovada. And all you're going to have to do is put 20 to 25 bucks into Bovada. You'll get 2 free months of the VIP for doing that. I'll send you my lock of the day, which is right here blurred out. My lock of the day yesterday was Dallas Wings. They won by like 30 points. I have a lock of the day for that NBA game happening tomorrow, which is Knicks and Cavs. And if the play wins, great. If the play loses, you'll get Venmo or Cash App back that $25, so it's completely risk-free to you. So that sounds good. Go ahead and sign up for Bovada with my link. I do have to give you my link first, all right? So again, step 1, text me Bovada. That's the number 1 most important step, because if you do not text me, I will not be able to give you the link, okay? So do that, and it needs to be new Bovada users only, all right? So if you already have Bovada, it won't work. You can use other apps like Sleeper or like Onyx or Novig or Better and some of these apps that I always talk about, okay? Last thing, playoff jersey giveaway. Like, comment, subscribe. You'll get 1 entry to win this signed jersey. At the end of yesterday's video, I did give out Spurs spread, which Spurs obviously won the game. Crazy game. And I feel honestly kind of weird giving out this jersey now because I'm a big Spurs fan and SGA got completely shut down tonight. But yeah, it honestly just shows that, man, the NBA is crazy. Like, SGA gets like 24 points in a game that goes to double overtime. He played like 50 minutes and kind of just makes me like not want to bet on the NBA like I talked about yesterday. I'm glad that I did not bet on that game because, I mean, Caruso gets like 30 plus points. Wemby gets 60 PRA. I don't know, crazy game. It was really fun to watch. And one also thing that I do want to end this video with is, man, I just appreciate you guys so much if you guys are watching these videos every day and everything like that. I got so many nice texts today for whatever reason, because it's not like we had some crazy day. We didn't. We had some setups and stuff, but I've had so many texts recently of just nice stuff, first of all, and people actually applying the correlation that I talk about every day, people actually learning And it just fills my heart because my main goal is to beat PrizePicks, and it's to turn bettors into winning bettors, right? There's so many people, 97% of sports bettors out there, that's a fact, that lose long term. And if I can convert even one person to being a winning sports bettor, I mean, that reaches my goal, obviously. But we're going to continue doing what we do, guys. It's been so great these past month or whatever. We've been on an insane run, and we're going to continue being on an insane run. And I kind of feel like in football season there was a lot of negativity. I would hit, and then I would lose, and then I'd hit, and I'd lose, and every time I'd lose, I'd get just random negativity, and when I'd win, it was just radio silence, right? People that were talking one day when I lost were radio silent the next day when I won, and it was just this cycle. And I was like, man, I kind of lost faith in these sports bettors. All they care about is just winning and just getting the one win, and all they care about is day to day, how are we doing? And that's why I really pushed being long-term focused. And I feel like the core group and the core audience I have now, maybe it's because I'm making a little bit more educational content recently, but I just feel like so many people are understanding what I talk about day to day, and it's not just I'm preaching to just a screen anymore. You guys are actually reaching out, you guys are actually winning, you guys are actually using the strategy and learning and tracking your bets, and it's just amazing to see. So if you watch these videos every day, I really have nothing else to say other than thank you. It's crazy that I'm able to just come on every day and pour out my mind and win money long term with you guys. And I mean, I really can't ask for anything else. So thank you guys again. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Everyone take care. Have a safe day and everything like that. And let's crush it this week. Super, super excited to get into the rest of this month, next month, the World Cup, and everything in between.